Well, good chilly morning here from Florida. And we made it back to Port St. Lucie. And I wish you all a happy new year. And I hope that your new year is off to a great start on this Friday. It is 44 degrees going up to 71 today. And so we got a little bit of a cool start, but I'm going to take my mom and my sweet bride and take them to the flea market today. And we always enjoy that on weekends. And so I'm a little bit earlier than normal in sharing this with you. But we're going to finish up talking about the tongue. And in verses 10 to 12, it says, out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be. Doth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Can a fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries, either a vine figs? So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh? I don't know about you, but I have heard in my life so much criticism about people being a hypocrite. And let's just be honest. To some extent, all of us are hypocrites. There are always a point in our life, probably a point in the day, in which we give the impression to somebody of what we want them to think rather than what is true. As simple as it's none of their business that I'm going through a bad day. So they say, how's your day? It's going great. It's good. Fine. Might not be true, but it's what we want them to know. And I'm not saying we should bear, all of our dirty laundry or our difficulties to every stranger or every person who greets us. My point is simply this, that we have a responsibility, and that is to not allow out of our mouth hypocrisy. In other words, don't say that you want to please God and then use your mouth to exalt self. Don't say that your life is to bring glory to God and then tear somebody down so that you look better. Don't say that you want people to come to a right conclusion about Jesus, but then try to either through sarcasm or something else tear down somebody else or their decision or their personality or their life, thinking that somehow you're going to look better. Because as I have said 100 times, this life will never be about us. It hasn't been and it never will be. We are left here to help people come to a right conclusion about Jesus. And yet, every one of us struggle with what people think of us, what people are going to say about us. And so here, James just reminds us, be careful with your tongue that you're not being a hypocrite. We all struggle with hypocrites, and yet we're all struggling with hypocrisy. And nowhere do we struggle more with hypocrisy than what comes out of our mouth. And so as we start 2026, I think it's just important for all of us to stop and think through, what is God's design for our tongue? It's the same as what his design is for our life, our walk, our decisions, our marriage, our parenting. It's so that people come to a right conclusion about Jesus, and to use it to exalt the brilliance of God in all of his designs. And let's not draw undue attention to ourselves, where we want people to think we're so smart, or we want people to think that we're so wise, or we want people to think that we're a financial genius, or we're a parenting genius, or we are, you fill in the blank. It's never been about us, and it never will be. And so when we use our mouth, let's not tear down. Let's build up. Let's make sure that we're not discouraging, but we're encouraging. Let's make sure that when we use our mouth, that it ministers grace to the hearers, that it exalts Jesus Christ in truth, and that we use our tongue in the way that God designed it to be used when he gave it to us. Let's decide in 2026, we're going to better steward our mouth and what we allow out of it. God bless you. I hope that you are off to a great start and that you have a great day and great weekend. We'll look forward to seeing you again on Monday.